Olá e boa tarde a todos e bem-vindos à sessão de hoje. Meu nome é Lorban e eu sou orientadora do EducationUSA no escritório da PUC-Rio. Hoje estamos aqui com representantes da Texas A&M University-Kingsville e a gente vai falar sobre dicas para escrever um Statement of Purpose e também sobre as oportunidades na universidade. Durante essa sessão, vocês podem colocar suas dúvidas no chat, pode ser em inglês ou em português, e essa sessão vai ser gravada. Então, boa sessão. The floor is now yours to introduce yourself and the program coordinators and to share more about your institution, as well as tips for writing statements of purpose. So thank you so much for being here today.
All right, thank you, Laura. Hi, my name is Jennifer Schultes, and I'm Associate Dean in College of Arts and Sciences at Texas A&M University in Kingsville. And I'm looking forward to speaking with you today about how to prepare a statement of purpose for your graduate application. So we have a slideshow for you that we'll be sharing. And Ruben is going to help me, Ruben Loza, who's our recruiting coordinator for the university. And so Ruben, can I click and then it'll move forward? How does it work? How does it operate? You don't know either, or?
I'm not too sure, but I can control the slides for you.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so the College of Arts and Sciences, for the undergrad, we have several departments, as you can see. As far as graduate programs, we have 8 graduate programs, and hopefully we will be able to share some of the information from those programs with you if you're interested. So we're going to move on. I don't want to take up too much of Mr. Loza's time. He's going to share more information about applying for graduate school at the university and also about scholarships. A statement of purpose is a formal written statement that will be reviewed by your graduate admission committee. And what you would want to do for a written proposal is you don't just want to talk about yourself. You want to talk specifically about your academic background, your research interests, what your professional goals are, and then why you might be wanting to pursue a graduate degree. And so, and also, like, for instance, maybe you've had some experience, work experience or research or internship experience that has helped you prepare for graduate school, helped you prepare for the degree in which you're looking at. So you want to share all those kind of things. We have 5 programs that require a statement of purpose, and that's our petrophysics department, our program, our psychology and counseling psychology program, sociology, well, sorry, I'll scratch that, our cultural studies program. And those are the only 4 that require that here at the university. So if you're interested in any of our other programs, then they will not require a statement of purpose. So moving ahead, one of the hardest things about writing a statement of purpose is how to get started. So here are some questions that may give you some ideas on what you might want to put in this statement of purpose. So what is something that's special, unique, or impressive about what you have done so far in your life? Your academic life in particular. How did you learn about and what do you find interesting about the field that you're wanting to go into? What characteristics and skills do you possess that enhance your prospects for success? And then the 4th one is, have you overcome any unusual obstacles or hardships? And it's really important to, if you have, you frame it in a way that it was a positive, you turn the negative into a positive for any obstacles or hardships. you'll want to talk about what you learned, how you overcame it, in the sense of a very positive way. So the fifth one is, are there any gaps in your education? If so, you might want to explain that. And so moving forward, some of the to the next slide for content. So here are some particulars that could help you figure out what in particular would you want to put in the statement of purpose. So you want to put prior life experiences, events, and achievements relevant to your career choice. And you'll want to put, if any of these experiences are really unique, something that are related to what you're wanting to do professionally, then that's something you want to put in there. Academically, you want to put in any accomplishments, any research that you've had, internships, as I mentioned before, anything that you've been recognized for. Maybe you received an award, maybe you wrote a paper, perhaps you had some undergraduate research that you were able to, that you won some awards for, or you made some presentations. Talk about any professors that have influenced you or helped you along the way. Work experience, previous jobs, practicum, internships, apprenticeships, volunteer work. We can't leave that out. A lot of times we volunteer and we don't think of it as being part of our academic success, but it is. Also, any kind of extracurricular activities that you do that might be related to where the area in which you're wanting to study. And then last, putting it all together. Once you've written something, and you've gotten it down on paper, that's probably the hardest. That's probably the most difficult thing. And you've reworked it and you've shown it to your family members. To Laura, she's going to be here to help you write these statements of purpose. Anybody who would be willing and that you think would be really helpful in reading it and giving you ideas and feedback. Those are the people you want to share this with. And so here's kind of a checklist. Does the opening paragraph attract a reader's attention? Another thing that you might look for, is it positive and upbeat? Is it interesting? What you're writing, is it interesting? You don't want to have something in there that is real predictable, like, I love to do this, and so I want to pursue it. You don't want to do something like that. You want it to be interesting. Why are you wanting to pursue something? So the next one is it well written and free of errors? So this is really helpful if you have another set of eyes with someone who you trust has a really good sense of grammar and spell checking and that kind of thing. Next one, does it reflect well on you or your accomplishment or your qualifications? Were the materials relevant? And does the reader gain insight? Know something more about you? And does it explain your career aspirations? So this hopefully this is just real brief presentation, but hopefully you can check back. We can share the slides with you, and you can check back on them and take a look at what might be able to help make the process of preparing a statement of purpose easier for you. All right, that's it for me. Thank you all. I'm going to turn it over to Ruben now.
Thank you so much, Dr. Schultes, and thank you everybody for joining us today. My name is Ruben Loza. I am the Graduate Recruitment Coordinator here at Texas A&M University-Kingsville, and it is such a pleasure and honor to be here joining you all today. I'm excited to be here with you today on behalf of our university and on behalf of the Javelina family to share what makes our university such a special place to study, grow, and succeed. So before we get started with our presentation, if you all have your phones with you, if you all want to do me a huge favor, scan this QR code, and we can definitely share more information with you all about our programs, about our university, our admissions process, or anything that you all may have any questions with. Go ahead and scan this QR code. It'll lead you to a form, and you all can fill it out. And we also have the website down here so that y'all can access it. Now, if you are on your phone watching this webinar, we do have the website down here for you as well. So we'll give you all a few seconds so y'all can go ahead and scan the QR code. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and move on. Well, this is our university, Texas A&M University-Kingsville is part of the renowned Texas A&M University system, which means our students benefit from the academic excellence, global recognition, and research opportunities of one of the largest higher education systems in the United States. So if you're wondering where Kingsville, Texas is, we are located about 40 minutes from Corpus Christi and about 40 minutes from Mexico. So our location offers students a calm and affordable environment to focus on their studies while being close to larger cities and beaches. So why choose TAMUK? So here are some of the things as to why our international students love TAMUK. One, we have affordable tuition and living costs compared to larger US cities, scholarship opportunities for international students, research assistantships and on-campus employment, small class sizes for individualized attention, and we're also a friendly campus community that feels like a family. So here's some information as to our university. This year we are celebrating our 100-year anniversary, so it's our centennial year. So some information about our background. We are a public research university that was established in 1925. We have a total of 6,880 students from 40 states and 35 countries. We have more than 284 international students and 530 students on OPT or STEM OPT. We do offer over 100 degrees, both undergrad, graduate, and at the doctoral level for the College of Arts and Sciences, Agricultural and Natural Sciences, Engineering, Education and Human Performance, and Business Administration. For those of you interested in pursuing a degree in College of Arts and Science, we have a wide majority of majors here at the university. We also have other programs for those of you interested in engineering programs as well, and for agriculture and business as well. So we do offer scholarships and graduate citizenships. If you do qualify for in-state tuition, students that would be students with $1,000 scholarships, low cost of living. We're a very safe, welcoming research environment, and we do offer research and internship opportunities for our students. So for the application requirements, our students would have to submit your official transcripts. We do require the English proficiency exam if you're a student from Brazil, and GRE is waived for all of our programs except for the agricultural science program. Now, as I did mention, we do have over 100 undergraduate masters, and PhDs and Doctor of Education degrees. And some of the colleges that we do have include the College of Engineering, Business, Agriculture, Education, Arts and Sciences. And we do offer research opportunities, internships, and real-world learning for our students. Campus life and housing, that's something that's very important for our students. Our international students come from over 40 countries, creating a very diverse environment. So the Office of International Student and Scholar Services helps students with immigration advising, cultural adjustment, and campus involvement. And you can also join one of our 100 student organizations, including academic, cultural, and recreational clubs. So some of the admissions requirements, so the applications for summer 2026 must be submitted by May 1st, 2026. The application fee is $75, and you do require your official transcripts. If you want to know more about our international admissions process, you can go ahead and scan this QR code, and it will lead you to our international admissions page. So cost of attendance, if you are looking into becoming a graduate student at our university, these are the different types of cost of attendance. If you don't receive any assistance and you are wanting to enroll in 9 credit hours, these would be your tuition and fees, your living expenses, books and insurance. So this would be the total. It's around that range. Same for in-state tuition. Qualifying students who qualify for in-state tuition and are interested in 9 credit hours. This would be a small breakdown as to the numbers as well. And also for in-state tuition with scholarship, 9 credit hours per semester. And this would be the total cost for our tuition for 9 credit hours at our university. Now, like I mentioned, scholarships are available in Scholarship Universe. When you submit your application through Slate, you will receive a link that tells you to join or apply for scholarships. So we do have a portal called Scholarship Universe, and whenever our students fill out that application, it matches you with different scholarships, and then whichever scholarship selects you, they'll offer you a scholarship at our university. Now, some of the I-20 requirements after you have been admitted to the university by the Office of Admissions, or for undergraduate students or College of Graduate Studies for graduate students, the Office of International Student Services will be notified and will contact you to provide instructions on how to request your certificate of eligibility for either the F1 student visa or the J1 student visa. To issue the form for the I-20, OISS will need the following documents completed, which include a signed form of OISS 50, which is a financial certification form, a bank letter or statement showing available funds to pay for your first year of school, and a biographic page of your passport. And we also, as I mentioned before, we do offer resources for our international students. And we currently have Ms. Shama Ali here, who is the director of the Office of the International Students and Scholar Services at our university. This is her email address, the email for the department, and also the phone number. And if you want to read more about our Office of International Students, you can definitely scan this QR code, and we can provide you with more information as to her department as well. Feel free to follow us on Instagram. If y'all have any questions or want to see more about our university, y'all can follow us on Instagram. Our Instagram is @Tamuk Grad Studies, and you can check out our content, some of pictures of our students, information, upcoming events, and scholarships. And this is our team. As I mentioned, I am the graduate recruitment coordinator for Texas A&M. So if you have any questions or want to apply to one of our graduate programs, feel free to email me, call me. Any questions y'all may have, feel free to reach out. And then our admissions team, we have Mr. Antonio de la Cruz, who is the Assistant Director for Admissions Strategy and Operations, and Ms. Mallory Rodriguez, who is the Admissions Coordinator. So any questions that you may have with your application, feel free to reach out to any of us, and we can definitely help you every step of the way towards becoming a Javelina. And if you are interested in applying for grad studies, this QR code will lead you to our application. So you want to go ahead and scan this QR code. It'll send you to our application. But if you scan the QR code at the beginning of the presentation, that QR code will also send you a link to our application. And that concludes our presentation for today. So we'll go ahead and open the floor for any students who may have any questions. We do have a couple of our coordinators here. We have Dr. Han, we have Ms. Shama Ali from the Office of International Students, and we also have Dr. Swartz, and we also have Dr. Robert Villa joining us here, as well as Dr. Schultes.
Yeah, so thank you so much again for sharing that information, both about the statement of purpose and also admissions. So please feel free to either unmute yourself and ask a question or to put it in the chat. One question that we have received is, what are the most common mistakes that students make in writing a statement of purpose?
So I have not reviewed statements of purpose. My area never required it. I don't think, Dr. Hahn, do you require a statement of purpose for criminology? And is this, would you be able to answer that question?
Yeah, I think that like one of the mistake is that sometimes students just try to over exaggerate. I mean, their achievement and performance, and then sometimes when you read student a statement of purpose, it's kind of try to include everything, but my view is that just a student pick up a couple of some important achievement or things that they really want to appeal to the reviewer. So if they try to include everything, I mean, so many things, I mean, it's sometimes a distract, for a review. When a review, the review read, I mean, they're still propose. So my advice is that I mean, students just try to pick up just a few things, but that is really important things, and then make a review so kind of interesting and attractive. So that's kind of my advice.
Thank you, Dr. Hahn. So keep your statement of purpose focused on a few outstanding items
Yes.
or achievements. Dr. Swartz, have you had a statement of purpose requirement for access for application to the communication science disorders?
Yeah, so we're not currently asking for those. We're just asking for 3 letters of recommendation.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of anything else. Yeah, that's all I can think of. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah.
Well, just to reiterate, the degree programs that I wasn't sure about communication science disorders, but petrophysics requires it. Psychology, masters, and counseling psychology require it. And so does cultural studies. Cultural studies is a study primarily of English, Spanish literature. And so that might be of interest to some of you. Other degree plans or degree programs that we have in the College of Arts and Sciences, I didn't share that with you earlier. That was pretty rather remiss of me to do that. But biology is one, biomedical sciences, chemistry, communication science disorder, social work, cultural studies, as I mentioned before, and music is another one, music performance, music conducting, we have jazz, we have mariachi, and music education. And then petrophysics and psychology, criminology, and counseling psychology. So those are the main programs that we have in our main graduate programs that we have in the College of Arts and Sciences.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that. I think we have a couple of questions in the chat, so I'll read them. What criteria are considered outstanding to get merit-based scholarships? For example, articles published, scientific research experience during the undergraduate degree, certificates, anything else?
So I would say when it comes to merit-based, it's What they usually do a holistic review. So they look at your transcripts, they look at your GPA. These are things that are very, very important. If you are, let's say, for instance, a first-time undergraduate student, they do tend to look at your SAT or ACT scores. They tend to look at your TSI scores. These are things that they usually look for in universities here in Texas. Not every state. Well, Texas is the only state that requires a TSI for undergraduate students. So they look at different things when evaluating the scholarship portion, especially for merit scholarships. But it's usually the ACT, the SAT scores, your GPA, class rank, or things like that.
And can you talk through for graduate programs specifically?
For graduate programs, usually what you have to do, there's an application that you fill out. It's called Scholarship Universe, and it's like a system of different scholarships. Whenever a student applies, it automatically matches you to the different scholarships that you might potentially qualify for. So there on Scholarship Universe, there might be a bunch of scholarships, but once you submit your application, it'll ask you for certain information, like for instance, they might ask you for family income, they might ask you for to write a short essay as to your educational background, your life, things like that. And then once you finish that application, it'll match you to scholarships, and then you would just press apply now, and you can automatically apply to hundreds of scholarships. And then the committee will review your scholarship application, and then they'll decide whether to give it to you or not, depending on your application.
And some departments may have some scholarships that are not merit, they're oh gosh, I'm drawing a blank, but they're scholarships specifically for their area. And that's going to be a department by department decision and consideration.
Yeah, thank you for clarifying that and talking more about available scholarships. Here's another question in the chat is there any opportunity to apply for a postdoctoral program with remote supervision?
Ruben, are you aware of any postdoctoral programs?
Well, we do have online programs online doctoral programs. Some of the online doctoral programs that we do have is the Doctor of Education Bilingual Education and the Doctor of Education Educational Leadership. Those two programs are fully online, so usually the students don't really need to come to campus. As per if you are planning to come in person to study here at a university, then you would require to do the F1 visa application, but that would be through the Office of International Students with Ms. Shama Ali. But as per remote supervision, I'm not entirely sure on that, but I do know that those two programs are fully online. So it doesn't matter where you are based. You can do those programs fully online.
So they specifically asked about postdoctoral programs. I know the College of Arts and Sciences doesn't have any postdoctoral programs, but I don't know if engineering has any or if the College of Education have any. Ruben, do you know any postdoctoral programs?
I'm not too sure about that.
Yeah. I haven't heard about it either, so I'm not sure we can really honestly answer that question.
So another question that I've received is how much do committees weigh the statement of purpose compared to letters of recommendation and transcripts and other parts of the application process?
I don't think any of our programs would waive the ones that require a statement of purpose. I don't think they'll waive it. I think they'll
No,
want
like,
to
wait,
see.
like how do they weigh it compared, like,
Oh, waive.
yes,
Oh,
wait.
okay. I apologize. I think it's all taken into consideration. The whole package is, all the components are just as important for us to piece together your application, what kind of student you will be. That's our biggest concern the biggest consideration is what kind of student will you be when you get here? How involved are you going to be? What is will what you bring with you be an asset for what we offer and what you bring? Will it work together? Will both of you work together well? Because sometimes we have students who might be interested in research, but is it the same type of research that they can expect to find when they come here? So that's something we'll find out from the application.
Yeah, thanks for sharing more about that as well. Are there any other questions that anyone wants to put in the chat? It looks like, okay, another question that I just received is, how important is it for applicants to reach out to potential advisors before applying? And should they like mention faculty members in their statement of purpose?
I think it always helps to reach out. For students that I'm a mentor, my mentees, my students, when they're wanting to go off to grad school and they want to pursue it at a different institution, I always encourage them to reach out to the professors that they'd be working most closely with. But here at our university, the graduate coordinators should be your first point of contact, and then they can help connect you if you have more questions, more specific to an area that they might not be part of, especially if it's a research area. But the graduate coordinators, you can find their information on the Graduate Studies website. For each of the programs here at the university, they have an assigned faculty member who works with all of the students who will be entering into their program. And then from that point, they connect with the rest of the faculty. But they're the first go-to person who can answer many of their questions about admission, about the program itself, what to expect, and so on. So hopefully that answers the question. Was that in here in the chat?
I think we did just get another question in the chat, which was, is there a minimum?
So let me just emphasize that it is important to reach out. If you know you are interested, it can make a difference when how successful you are with your application and so on. So I would definitely reach out to the graduate coordinators. I'm sorry to interrupt, Laura.
No, that's all good. Thank you for answering that question. And that's what we also share with students, is that really to read the requirements, any program that you're applying to, if it mentions that you have to mention faculty members or potential advisors in your essay, make sure that you reach out and mention that. And in some cases, the program website might specifically say, do not reach out and mention that. And then in that case, you would follow those instructions as well. So that'll vary by program. Then another question, though, that we now have in the chat is there a minimum and maximum age to apply for scholarships?
Usually, no. When it comes to scholarships, especially for merit-based scholarships, they usually the criteria usually focuses on academic achievement, such as GPA, test scores, class rank, admission status, rather than age. However, when students do apply to the scholarship universe portal, since there's lots of scholarships on there, they might have certain criteria. Like for instance, scholarship for a certain let's say for women, or for a specific major, or for Hispanics, or things like that. So every scholarship has its own criteria, but usually merit-based scholarships, they usually go based off academic achievements.
Yeah, thank you for answering that. I know there's always a lot of questions about scholarships and how they work. Are there any other questions that anyone has that you either want to say or to put in the chat? Well, seeing none, I can ask one question that I always like to ask speakers is, what's one piece of advice you wish every applicant could hear before applying to your institution?
Dr. Schultz, do you want to go first? Okay.
I don't, yeah, you go ahead. Let me think for a while.
I would say, well, if you're an undergraduate student, and this is based on from past experiences, I know one of the things that because I'm also a faculty member here at the university, and students often tell me like, oh, like I don't like my major, I want to switch my major. That's totally okay. Um, it's okay to switch your major if you're within your first year. I usually teach freshmen and sophomores. I'll talk to them like, hey, like what are your interests, or what do you plan to do down the line? Like, well, I want to do this, but I don't know. I've been thinking about switching my majors. Definitely reach out to people, have those conversations with your faculty. If you want to do internships, if you want to do things like that, do it. Don't stop yourself from doing these types of activities, because they will really help you, and that'll make you stand out in your resume. Especially if you do plan to go to grad school, all those things will stand out not only on your resume, but there are things that you can also add on your statement of purpose, like all the extracurricular activities you're involved in. Were you in any internships? Those are things that really will help you stand out in the application process. So I guess that would be a piece of advice that I would give to students.
For me, the thing that I probably see that's most frustrating for people who are trying to review applications is make sure your application is complete. And so reach out to Laura, let her help you complete the application, the missing items. So that the challenges we often have is we can't even offer, especially for international students, we can't offer the I-20 until you've been admitted. And if that's the case, that also delays you being able to get your visa. And so trying to get all of your application complete and in a timely manner, get it complete, that's my biggest advice for international students.
Yeah, thank you both so much for sharing that advice. I think both of those are really great tips. And like Jennifer was saying, we're definitely, like here at Education USA, we're definitely available to help you with any doubts you might have on the application process. There's over 40 Education USA centers in Brazil, and so I'll put a link in the chat with all of our different centers. So please feel free to reach out and use us as a resource, because we really are here to help you with any questions that you have about admissions process for US higher ed. Are there any other questions that you have for Ruben or Jennifer today?
I will add one little quick thing. I had already sent in the chat and it was in the presentation, but if you all are interested in receiving more information from our university or have any questions, you all can go ahead and fill out the form that I submitted on the chat. It'll take you to our form from our university. And when you fill out that form, I'll send you an email with more information as to our university. And if you all want to respond to that email, feel free to respond, ask me any questions that you all may have. Or if you're like, Ruben, I would like to connect with a specific program, I can definitely connect you all with any specific program or graduate coordinator at our university. And they can definitely share more information with you about programs or things like that.
Yeah, thank you so much. So I'm not seeing any more questions now, but as Ruben said, please feel free to reach out after following this webinar. This has been recorded, so we will be posting this and can share it with you. So thank you again so much to everyone for being here today. Thank you so much to Ruben and to Dr. Schultes for sharing the information. I really appreciate it. Thank you again for your time and collaboration.
Thank you for having me.
We appreciate you too. Thank you.
Thank you.